Evening, everyone. I just want to make a quick announcement here. There is probably going to be like maybe one more upload, and that's about it after this one. So there really won't be any more new releases as far as videos. I'm going to have to be gone for literally all of June, and as much as I hate it, it's just how life is. However, if you like some creepy things and you like D&D, I assure you, you are more than definitely going to like this new video that I have working up. But other than that, I just want to say thank you for everyone who's been here so far. And with that, let's enjoy tonight's story. The Masked Ones. I was camping in the woods one time with a friend. These woods were in Highland Hammocks, a campground in Florida. We got there late at night, probably around 9 or 10 o'clock. Anyway, my friend started up a propane lantern and I set up the tent. There were other people camping around us, but we didn't really seem to bother them too much. Once the tent was up, we put our stuff inside. My friend went inside first, but I paused to look out into the woods, because, well, I swore I heard something ulating. But I shook it off, knowing it was probably just a raccoon or a wild boar. Both of us couldn't go to sleep, however. He, because of his ADHD, and, well, I had drunk too much Red Bull earlier. So we sat there in our sleeping bags, passing the time. We talked about what most boys our age talk about. We started off talking about attractive girls in our school. Man, there were some fine girls at my school. Anyway, then my friend mentioned Slipknot, and we started talking about music. Real music, like rock and metal bands. We spoke about how Slipknot wears masks, and he and I both thought the concept was great and original. You see, we were thinking of starting a band at the time. Well, anyway, my friend soon had to heed nature's call, and he went outside to take a piss. I sat there in the tent, and I could hear the stream of urine from far away. I rolled over in my sleeping bag only to feel a root in my back. Damn it, this always happens to me when I go camping. So I shuffled a little bit and got off the root, and well, once I was in a comfortable position, I laid down. Rustling soon could be heard from the bushes behind my tent. When my friend got back, he looked worried. I asked him what was wrong, but he just ignored me, so I decided to continue our conversation. So we sat there, talking. After a few minutes, an adult passed by our tent and told us to quiet down. Well, once we were sure he had left, we continued, but in a whisper this time. Though, soon my friend told me to be quiet. We sat there, we were both listening, and I heard rustling from far away. My friend heard it too. We both passed it off as an animal and continued talking. Even though I was conversing, I could still hear the rustling getting louder. And it sounded like more than one entity was scrambling in the wilderness. I asked my friend why he looked so worried when he returned from pissing, but he refused to tell me. So I said enough is enough, and I grabbed his shirt and I demanded that he tell me what happened. So after he gulped, he spat it out finally. When he was outside, he saw some strange creature scavenging for food from a fellow camper. The creature, he says it looked like a raccoon, but its fur was white, and its eyes were bloodshot, and it appeared to have human teeth. He kept pushing so he could finish quickly, but the creature looked up. However, it was only for a few seconds before it went back to gorging down on a jar of Nutella. My friend took his advantage and ran back to our tent. The rustling was right next to us now. My friend and I were now in a dead, silent stare. The rustling died into footsteps, and a dark figure flashed on the door of our tent. Sweat started to bead on my forehead. I could hear my friend panting heavily next to me. Another silhouette appeared on the door. This one paused its marching. We could hear it sniffing the air. It moved an appendage towards the tent door and pulled back on it. It then sniffed again and continued walking. My friend decided he had to know what these figures looked like, so he leaned forward and slowly unzipped the tent door. He peered out of the small opening for only a minute or so, then pulled back. Yet another figure appeared. This one kept marching. After there was no sign of the figures, my friend lunged forward and zipped up the tent again. He then whispered to me what he had saw. A line of humanoid figures were marching. They each carried a spear and were all black except for their faces. He couldn't tell if it was a mask or their actual face, but the way he described it, it looked like the face of the creature he saw earlier. There was white fur, bloodshot eyes, and human teeth. A final figure, possibly a straggler, came dashing by. My friend concluded that the best thing we could do was go to sleep and wait till morning. So, I did my best. I turned over and shut my eyes tight, though the state of anxiety I was in brought nothing but nightmarish images to my head. I sat there as each scenario played through again and again of what was out there. I can't decide what was worse. The scenes in my head, or whatever was outside my tent.